So sabi ko, ayoko na ng social media. I'm tired of this. What can I do next? Hey guys, it's your girl Ayn, and this is the channel where we pursue our best selves yet. For today's video, we are talking about my career path and basically everything, every single step that brought me to where I am today. I've been getting this question a lot because for those of you who don't know, I am an entrepreneur. I am the founder of Morena, the label and ideology studio. Currently, I'm also a content creator, so YouTube is what I do, TikTok is what I do, and this is just my life now. But I did not get here that quickly as I planned that I would get here. Actually, it took a lot of turns, and for a very long time I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. So I want to share with you the step-by-step process of my decision making and all the jobs that I took, so you might have a better idea of what it's like to go from college student to functioning adult. A little bit of background about me. College, my first degree program was interior design. I wasn't passionate about it, I wasn't talented either, so I kind of just went on with it, and I quickly realized that I was not made for that. As in, bumagsak ako. I honestly went in deciding na I would finish the degree, but then because I was this close to getting debarred, one of my professors asked me if this is something that I really wanted to do. And he gave me the option or like the idea na pwede pala ako mag-shift. Ngayon, I really wanted to study communication arts in the UST Faculty of Arts and Letters, but then it's a very popular degree program at walang slots when I was trying out for it. So now, I was faced with two options. I could either go into history or English language studies. Now, I had no idea what kind of degree programs these are, but then I thought communication is probably close to English, kaya ako pinili yung English. Kaso, pagdating ko dun sa degree program ko na yun, na-realize ko na it was linguistics and not just English as in English literature or like English education. It was applied linguistics, meaning it had more to do with studying language than it was about studying English, the language. By the time na nag-fourth year ako, dun ako nag-start mag-enjoy sa linguistics. And what I loved about linguistics was it covered pretty much everything. I mean, language is such a powerful tool and we use it everywhere. Everyday lives, as in kahit saang industry ginagamit yung English. Now, I got my big break nung I was writing my thesis. My thesis was an individual thesis, meaning, number one, it was difficult, but number two, I got to choose for myself the topic that I wanted to study for the rest of the year. So I decided to write about language and colorism. Now, colorism, if you've been here for a while, you guys know what I feel about the Morena movement. I am very passionate about educating Filipinos, especially about colorism. At dito yun nagsimula. It started with my thesis. Okay, so while I was writing my thesis, it really empowered me because I gained a lot of knowledge about colorism, and at the same time, I kind of understood how powerful language can be. During this time na I shifted to the Faculty of Arts and Letters, I also got into hosting. During my second year, I had my very first hosting gig kasi they needed like a replacement host for the fashion show. Tapos dun ko na-realize na, oh my gosh, I really love being in front of people and I really love holding a microphone. I love talking. So dun parang slowly, dun ko na-realize yung strengths ko because I kept saying yes to these random opportunities na parang nabigay lang sa akin by accident. Before I graduated, my biggest concern was magkakaroon ba ako ng trabaho? Because I was an English major and for some reason on the internet, sobrang daming memes about English majors not getting jobs or walang kwenta yung degree na English kasi it's English, it's a language, why would anybody need a degree in English? So me, that kind of freaked me out, and being the planner that I am, sabi ko, hindi ako papayag na pagka-graduate ko, wala akong options. So, what did I do? Internships. Sobrang dami kong internships. Me being an irregular student, I needed to take classes from different years, different levels, different colleges. So, I would be everywhere. And that also meant na kailangan ko maghabol ng subject. So, pag summer, meron din ako summer class. So, every summer, I would apply for an internship. Kasi, ayokong wala akong experience. What I did was, I decided na, ano ba yung mga gusto kong jobs na may experience? And I thought, okay, first things first, I want to get a magazine internship because I wanted to be a writer. The second one was marketing kasi syempre may pera sa marketing. So I wanted to have experience on that side of the industry. For my very first internship, I was an editorial intern and I applied by sending samples of my writing, stuff that I wrote in class. So yung mga assignments ko, mga essay ko sa class, sinubmit ko. I also submitted some stuff that I published on Thought Catalog. Nung natanggap ako, they were understaffed. So talagang meron akong opportunity to write. I remember the very first time my editor asked me to write something. It was awful. As in, yung sinubmit ko, para siyang homework sa school. And she was not pleased with me. Pero at the same time, I was just happy because that was such a good learning experience na that feedback na nakuha ko sa kanya, sabi niya sa akin, this is so boring. Tapos parang ako, oh my God, ke horror. Pero, because she gave me that feedback, I learned so much during that summer. Anyway, so the second internship that I got was, I think I found it through Caliber.com. I don't know if Caliber is still up, pero this was a tech company, a marketing tech company. And what I did for them was, I was also a writer because they needed somebody who can write PR stuff, ganyan. Ako naman, hindi ko naman alam kung paano magsulat nun. Pero, I knew na I can Google. So, ayun, inaral ko lang on the spot. They gave me an assignment to write for Rappler. Tapos, it was such a big assignment kasi that was, I think, their first collaboration with Rappler and they wanted to do well, obviously. So, when they assigned it to me, an intern, on my first day, I remember one of my bosses, he was very hesitant na parang, sabi niya dun sa isa kong boss, sa isa kong manager, sabi niya, are you sure you're gonna give this to an intern? Tapos my manager was like, yeah, let's give it a shot. Tapos ako naman, bilang nagpanic ako na parang, oh God, like, I can't let my manager down kasi he vouched for me. Iggy is actually my manager. We have a podcast episode with him, so check it out below. I'm gonna link it. So they gave me that assignment and I submitted it the next day. They loved it and then they kept making me write articles for them. And then they asked me if I was willing to do freelance for them. Tapos parang ako, freelance writing? You mean you're gonna pay me for me to do what I love? Sabi nila, yes. So ayun, that's how I started freelancing. After nun, hindi pa ako na-contento. So, I wanted another internship kasi I wanted to get into traveling naman. So, I got into this travel magazine called Explore Philippines when they were just, again, starting out. And ang maganda kasi dito, when you work for a startup, they're severely understaffed and they will give interns assignments. And having responsibilities while you're interning is a really good thing. Alam ko mapapagod ka, alam ko na marami kang gagawin, but it's a really good opportunity to learn. Kasi this is like the perfect time to ask questions, ask your supervisors for advice, mentorship, everything. So, dahil nga severely understaffed sila, they made me go with them to Baguio. And I was so happy kasi that was a dream of mine. I was 20 years old and they invited me to join them. Tapos I was able to write an 8-page spread about Baguio restaurants na to me, I felt so pro. Being that young and being able to interview like restaurant owners, asking questions, taking down notes, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do with my life. So yun, sobrang saya ko nun. And that was such a fulfilling experience. And I'm still friends with my bosses actually. Okay, So then, after nun, my last semester in college, I was delayed. So I graduated October. I had to extend one more semester. And because sobrang free ng time ko, napaisip ako na, okay, maybe I have time to do something else. So then, one of my friends who worked for Red Bull at the time, also a student, he worked for Red Bull. Carlos! Oh my gosh, you guys! Carlos! Carlos, my friend who got married in Italy. That's my friend. He got me the interview kasi kailangan nila ng Wings team members. So, Wings team, they are the girls, university students who drive around Manila to go to events, go to schools. We sample, we give out Red Bull as a sample for people to try, ganyan, for them to get to know the brand. So to me, that really helped with my confidence naman. So for my other internships, my other experiences, they helped me with writing, with building connections. But with Red Bull, it really allowed me to speak with anybody. All of the girls that I worked with were intelligent, beautiful, charismatic. As in, I felt like an imposter kasi parang ako, oh my gosh, like they're so social and this is me. Parang ganun, meron akong ganung confidence issue. But then sabi ko, this is a job. I don't want my insecurity to take away the opportunity. So I went for it. I got the job and I spent the next 6 months just having the time of my life. I was driving a Mini Cooper around. I was doing marketing events. I made the best of friends with these girls. I had such a great boss, Bern, who is still a friend today. When I graduated, that's when I got my first job, which was my marketing job. Remember before, meron akong digital marketing tech company na I was a writer. They reached out to me and asked if gumraduate na ako and if I wanted a job with them. And I said, yes, please. So before I even graduated, I already secured a job kasi yun yung dati kong internship. They absorbed me into the company and I became a social media specialist. That was my job title. After becoming a social media specialist, dun na ako nag-explore ng other freelance gigs. So this job was my job for 2 years, I believe. And while I was doing that job, I was also freelancing. So I was managing social media for other clients. I was also writing. I started writing for Candy Mag, their social media team. I also started writing for Cosmo at the time, like freelance. Tapos, how did I get all of these jobs, by the way? I got them through Facebook. As in, nag-aabang lang talaga ako ng mga opportunities. So, ayun. So, I got those jobs. And I was juggling, I think, maybe 3-4 jobs at the time. And then after nun, I started my YouTube channel. Now, my YouTube channel, obviously, as you know, was very slow. The growth was very slow. Pero, I was also very happy kasi this was what I loved to do. I loved speaking in front of people. I loved being in front of a crowd. I loved editing. I loved the whole process, the creative process. So to me, wala lang, in-enjoy ko lang siya for like the next 5 years. Nung napagod ako dun sa first job ko, which was the social media specialist job, kasi I was already doing social media for work. Tapos I was also doing social media for my freelance jobs. Tapos I was also doing social media sa YouTube as a content creator. So sabi ko, ayoko na ng social media. I'm tired of this. What can I do next? Enter Spain. A lot of you guys know me from my Spain videos kasi nga I was vlogging while I was living in Madrid. It was a job that I got because, first of all, I'm an English major and I also wanted to, kind of practice how to teach English. Plus, it was a reason to travel and it was a really good deal. If you want to know more about my Spanish adventure, how I got there, about the job in Spain, I have a complete video about it. So check it out in the cards above. But before my move to Spain, I needed to earn money, extra money. Kasi hindi naman ako susweldohan agad. So I needed to kind of have savings before I made the jump to Spain. So what I did was, I started a clothing line. I started selling t-shirts. And I thought to myself, okay, what t-shirts can I sell? So I thought, okay, Morena the label. Morena the label happened kasi I believe na our community was so strong, and I also know na the shirts that I produced for myself, people would also want them for themselves. Now, when I was living in Spain, na-realize ko na I didn't want to teach sa high school full-time, and I also didn't want to be away from my family. So I decided na I would just go back home and I would just focus on my business. So after saving up in Spain, I decided to come back to Manila and finally start Ideology Studio, or Morena the Label. So Ideology Studio is the printing studio that produces Morena the Label merch and merch for other creators such as Cultured PH by Mikey May. We have Tayo Movement by Rica Salomon. So all of those things we produce through Ideology Studio, and that's like my main business now. Ngayon, after that, I started TikToking during the pandemic kasi na-bore ako. And one of the things that people kept asking me was about English. I blew up on TikTok for teaching English, which was so serendipitous. I did not plan for that at all. As in, like, I didn't want to be a TikTok teacher. It just happened. So, because I blew up on Ayn Tagalog, which is my teaching account, all of my other social media channels also grew. So after 5 years of content creation, ngayon lang ako nag-grow, and I'm finally earning from this as well. If you guys are feeling lost, just keep following your curiosity. Keep following the things that make you feel alive, that make you excited. Kasi if you're excited about something, it won't feel like work. And don't forget to move on to the next thing, even though the path doesn't make sense, because one day you'll look back and it will all make sense. I don't think anything is ever wasted. There's always a lesson learned, and there is always experience to be gained. So that being said, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was highly requested, so I just decided to film it. Comment below if you have any other suggestions, recommendations, and I'd love to film them for you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, connect with me everywhere, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye! Stay confident!